According to the sheriff's department, first responders found a man's body inside a culvert on Franz Valley Road. This happened in Calistoga yesterday afternoon. About 20 miles away, another man found dead this morning near the floodwaters on Hall Road in Santa Rosa. Veronica Macias is live in Santa Rosa with some new information about one of those deaths. Veronica.
It's just unfortunate news, Ryan. We know that already. Sonoma County Fire District has responded, they say, to a total of 10 water rescues. This is in the span of 2 days, they tell us. And this morning they responded here to Sanford and Occidental Roads, which is right off a body of water. That's the Laguna de Santa Rosa. And you can see the water from this lagoon, it's spilling over onto this road. And while a victim was found out here, a death has been reported here, the Sonoma County Sheriff's Office has yet to confirm it is a missing 83-year-old man who was reported missing to them late last night. We also know 24 hours ago, the water out here was much higher. At about 5:45 this morning, firefighters with the Swift Water Rescue arrived to carry out a search using a high water vehicle. They entered the water out here, confirming fears of another storm-related death, and found unfortunate news.
All the crews went into the water with the high water vehicle and started a grid pattern search, and unfortunately identified and found and recovered a victim.
The Sheriff's Office telling me they are working to verify the identification of this man, whether or not it is indeed that missing 83-year-old man who was reported missing to them late last night at about 9 o'clock. They can also confirm that on the victim's bike that was found out here, there was a GPS tracking device. So more information is going to be given throughout the day. As far as Sonoma County Fire, they say that warning signs were out here when the incident happened, when this death was reported. Those signs were out here. So they're reminding people who live in flood-prone areas to please obey those signs, never go through that water, and just be careful when you're on the roads, especially when we're seeing downpours in this area.
All right, Veronica Macias with some tough news in Santa Rosa this afternoon. Okay, flooding still possible, especially here in the North Bay. Today's rains comes as cleanup from Tuesday's atmospheric river is still underway. Our chopper was overhead yesterday showing the flooding impact in Sonoma County. A lot of that rural farmland now underwater. In some places, you can only see the roofs of what look like barns. And here's a live look all across the Bay Area. Our camera showing showers in San Francisco and in Oakland. And we can actually see a nice rainbow in San Jose, a little bit right there. Let's check in with meteorologist Zoe Mintz for the very latest on this last round of rain before we actually get a break. Hey, Zoe.
Yeah, luckily a nice break is on the way just in time for the weekend, because this is a definitely powerful system that's making its way across the entirety of California. It is pummeling us here in the Bay Area, but it's not nearly as strong as Tuesday's storm system that brought upwards of 4 to 6 inches of rain. Let's take a look, though, at what that 4 to 6 inches of rain did bring, which was flood warnings and an additional 1 to 3 inches throughout this afternoon. Definitely is cause for concern, but there is good news when it comes to the Russian River at Guerneville. We are down to that minor flooding stage versus moderate, and those river levels will continue to subside throughout the rest of the day today. So there is good news, river levels going down. Even with that additional 1 to 3 inches of rain, it just might allow those river levels to go down a little bit slower with additional rainfall. But again, you notice our activity is not nearly as heavy, not nearly as widespread on our satellite and radar early this afternoon. And that's kind of going to be the name of the game. More isolated, sporadic activity that is going to continue throughout the day, overnight tonight and into tomorrow. But you notice there's definitely times to get out in between the raindrops throughout the rest of this afternoon. Our North Bay community is going to be again seeing that best threat for flooding, which is why we do have that flood watch that's in effect. But again, overnight tonight, it's really not going to be anything too impressive. An isolated shower or two here or there, and then clearing out by early morning hours. But it is not going to stay dry and quiet forever. I'll break down the details on when that next round of atmospheric river moisture could arrive and what this upcoming weekend of weather will look like coming up.
All right, thanks, Zoe. Well, city officials in Santa Rosa now cautioning people to be on the lookout for any landslides or hillside movements with this morning's rain. This home in Santa Rosa now red tagged after a mudslide slammed into it during Tuesday's storm. At least 2 people were trapped and had to be rescued. Thankfully, they were okay, but most of the roof and the side of the house was damaged. You can see from these Aerials from our chopper, the sheer amount of dirt and debris that just slammed to the front of that home.
I don't think insurance covers slides, landslides. How do you deal with a loss like that? That's pretty tough.
Neighbors also tell us it's the same area that was burned during the Tubbs fire back in 2017. You can always get the very latest live forecasts and radar over on KPIX.com or download the free CBS News app to stay ahead of that next round of rain.